questions. Good morning, Trish. The first question is regarding your eligibility test. So you're saying that you want to revamp the recruitment process to include this. So how do you propose that you purchase or create these tests, and how will you be able to fund this? And also, before that, how will you pick these tests to ensure their reliability and validity for determining the competence of these exchange participants? Yeah. Yes. Paper. I don't know. You want this?
Patricia, 1 minute left.
Again, I said that we should invest in this eligibility test, but I believe that the AIESEC are resourceful enough to find ways in creating or in producing such eligibility tests. For example, PM people, PM people have this competence to be able to produce such exams or cases or tests that are reliable enough to measure or the level of competency in the GTM. Based on the GTM model, I believe that so basically I'm saying that we are resourceful enough to find solutions using these eligibility tests. For example, in my case, for reasoning tests for the educational traineeship, I have connections with principals or with owners of the school that can help us in producing this eligibility test. And for the machine problems, well, we can basically get exercises from the book because we just measure the capabilities of our technical traineeship participants by making such programs.
So I have a follow-up question regarding that. Based on your experience in GIP, are there international benchmarks that we have to follow? For example, do companies ask for certain types of requirements like exams like that before they accept the case? For example, the total exam for English proficiency.
Yes.
There are.
And for management traineeships, like UBS, they require English participants to take this.
Sponsored by us or the training house?
Sponsored by
I realize from your plan, it's more focused on gaining more demand. But in terms of supply, how do you think will we make our EPs more marketable, to compete with, let's say, Singapore EPs na same level of studies then, ganyan. So how do we make Filipino GIP EPs more marketable to the international market?
For this term, we look for else that can partner with us, and they say that they're willing to accept Filipino exchange participants because they believe that the Filipino exchange participants have the competence in taking their internship. So I guess that our Filipino exchange participants right now are marketable enough to our suppliers.
There's a question from the audience. Given our large supply of GIP opportunities, how feasible do you think is your proposed profile-based selection in terms of sustainability? That is, since we will need to develop essentially different screening processes for different profiles of GIP opportunities, how feasible is this?
I plan to to use profile-based recruitment in particular lines. For example, we will I'd like to have profile-based recruitment in July and also in September. This is so that people have enough time preparing for the recruitment process.
Follow-up question for the question about making the community more workable. You said that you want to do this through country partnerships, right? In gaining partnerships with GIP, do you plan to do this based on available TMs, or will you ask certain LCs to raise certain TMs for you based on the supply of TMs that you have?
I'd like to do both because some of the LCs that we are in contact with right now plan to get our supply for of these and then sell them to the end prospect. This one is in Brazil, so he said that he's very willing to help us in promoting our to their extent. And then another one in Brazil. So, and then the other one is for the availability of TM. I based my answers on my communication with Cola because they are willing to accept the Filipino for this one because they have 14 available TM. So it's easy.
So those country partnerships ensure a thought. Doesn't the company screen it also? So even if the LC promises it, we won't necessarily check it for our team.
Yeah, they have.
So it's not sure, even if we get country partnerships.
The thing is in GIP, these LCs are up for cooperation. That's in the risk of not being able to produce EVs and also the weekend. But then, in return, we get particular EVs, for example, for educational training for other available TNs in the system. Even though we don't have any partnerships with them, we can assure that they have something to apply for.
So, your goal for this term is 100K. So, can you tell us what's your basis for that number? And if it's possible, can you break it down? Like, for example, MBC or DP, or geographically, like, how many numbers from Manila or
Well, my basis for coming up with the 100 reality is that our communications with other LCs abroad. There are really a lot of LCs out there that are willing and interested in cooperating with us, with the GIP. And then, like I said, there are LCs abroad that offer like around 20 or 40 TN. So I guess if we are able to get like around 20, let's say 20 for these particular TN, and then able sorry, I lost there. Okay, so kasi, yung sa well, according to my experience, in contact with them, when I asked them if they have, and then they said that they are willing to offer us for the available TNs of theirs. So, parang, sinasabi na, so it's possible to get automatic 40 TNs for So, parang, kung iisipin mo, if you get a number of LCs who offer the same number of TNs, I believe that 100 is reasonable. And of course, for the profile-based recruitment naman, since we are selecting, or we are getting applicants with the necessary profile for our available TNs, eventually, magiging matchable na sila, magiging madali yung matching process. And that's for example.
Sorry, follow up on regarding that. Are you planning on tapping? You said you're planning on tapping graduates. Are you planning on tapping recent graduates who are currently unemployed, or are you planning on tapping even those who are already working in the corporate sector? And if so, how are you going to convince them to take a leave of absence or to go on the internship while they're still working?
I'm planning to tap those recent graduates who are unemployed. Because for me, it will be difficult. Well, it will be challenging if we convince those who are employed already. For the fact that kawalan yung company nila, yung mawawalan sila ng employees.
Thank you very much, Ms. Trish Cabacang.